And then Oni, we became friends with Oni, and we found out that Oni was doing the production. So it's like, oh, okay. So we went to Oni. Oni was like, yo, he's putting together this thing, and he wanted us to check it out. So we went to his crib, and it was like a little bit of what security was, what it was for, whatever, what it was about to be, and yeah, we started working on it, like, here and there, and before you know it, it was a track. It was like, wow, this is crazy. It's like, what is this? We didn't know what it was. It was like, and then we mixed it, and we edited it, and it was like, well, it just was we knew it was a good record, but I didn't know what it was. I had no idea it was going to be that. Just the 808, you got that 808, man, like on a dance record, it was like a no-brainer, at that time, because nobody really wasn't doing that. So it was like a no, especially for South Florida, it was like, that was perfect. Dance. Amos maybe, you could say him, because he wasn't afraid, you know what I mean? He was a different person than Lewis, So, yeah, fast forward, man, that led to, the whole thing with Ireland, because, me and Wayne had accumulated enough time and enough, we started working on a friend of ours, like a guy we kind of grew up with, came from the same area. He's from here, Brooklyn, but he came down there with his kid, and we worked on, we did a couple of songs with him, and it just worked out so good, and, next thing you know, we came up here, and it was with Ireland, got signed to Ireland, and, the rest is history, but, yeah, it was just, it all started from that one place, man, like, those tapes that we did of the mixes that we just was editing just to keep practicing, because we weren't doing records. And the one thing got to Bob, and then from there it was over. It was like one thing after another. Because Bob was big. He was like probably the biggest, he probably was one of the biggest artists in South Florida at that time. He was the biggest artist. Will to Power was like huge.
Probably was at that time.
At the time it was huge. The record Just Dreaming was like, yo, it was crazy. Just like, his first record he did though was Miami Vice. I think him and Derek cut on that. I don't know which one. I think because Derek had got a little better at cutting, and Bob kind of was getting on the more production end. It's like he was doing editing, production. He had a radio show, so it's probably like, yo, I'm not gonna scratch it. He probably like wasn't as good as he could have been at that time. So Derek probably, Derek was a little bit better. So I think Derek did the scratches on Miami Vice, if I'm correct.
That's true. Let me, I want to make sure that we're not stepping on your time, because I know it's limited. I think if there's any one thing that probably is important in the movie, it's the success of Security. It went from being a local record on Pizzazz to Atlantic. If I'm correct, you said you were in the UK.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, if you want to touch on that, I think that probably is what's...
Yeah, I mean, you said it. I mean, it just was a big record. I mean, I forgot about it. Got picked up on Atlantic. What I had in my head was the original label. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, it got picked up on Atlantic. But anything that, at the time, that was big in South Florida, Atlantic, you remember Atlantic was signing everything. You remember Jock, right? Like, it was like, I mean, just about, I would say like 90% of what was coming out of Pantera, Atlantic was picking up, because the big ones, like, what was the name of the girls? Expose was on Arista, so Clive was handling that, and whoever that, Dave German, I think it was the A&R at that time, and he was handling the group. So we see them, they come down a lot. So, eventually, that record was a big record, yeah, Only in the Night. Was Voices of Fashion, and I think he left the group Voices of Fashion. He only did Beat Club, and so we all kind of became like honorary members of it. But it was nothing that we didn't work on an album or anything like that. At least that I can remember, I could recall it. I don't remember working on any other stuff. I think it was one more song we worked on with him. It was like a really fast up-tempo song, and it was different. It had a little 808. It was a little bit more going towards like the Kraftwerk, new wave kind of more sound. It had 808, but it was a little faster. That's all I remember. Then there was the other records, the Science Club, because that guy wanted to do something like the Beat Club, so we did that. And then we did, the Beat Club. Yeah, that was a big record, man.
again,
The Stevie B stuff too. I forgot about
I was
that.
gonna say I don't know how
Yeah,
much
Stevie
you do
B.
or what you don't.
Is that we're on limited time, so we can go and
Alright.
continue. What I wanted you to say is your name,
Okay.
and also say, yeah, I'm here in New York City at the Manhattan Center.
Okay.
All right? Let's say that to the camera.
Yeah, I'm Kevin Flournoy. I guess one half of the Whiz Kids. And I'm here in New York City at the Manhattan Center.
Come on, people
And
know it's the boy wonder.
the Boy Wonder,
The man
AKA Boy Wonder, Man Wonder now. Ilion Dawn Wonder. Yeah, it's a different time, man. I'm still here.